Welcome to Withdraw Consent. My name is Victor. This is Jack. What are we talking about today?
Okay, today we're talking about abortion. And I want to take an entirely new perspective that you've never even heard of before.
Okay.
Okay? I want to just escape the entire abortion debate by saying everybody on both sides are idiots. Okay?
Wow. Okay.
No offense, but here's my argument, right?
Yeah.
My argument is when in a person's life is it okay to kill them? At what time?
Okay.
So I'm saying at 1 year old, can you kill somebody? At 3, 5, 82 in one day? There is no time when it's okay to kill a person. So when you sit around and say, oh, we should have a... Okay, now if you believe in an absolute abortion ban, then that's just saying no time, you know?
So that's like a pro-life argument so far.
A pro-life, right.
Okay.
But if you say, 6 weeks, no. 18, no. 24, no. At the day before the baby's delivered, the answer is no. Because there's no time that it's okay to kill somebody. The question is, why are you killing them? Abortion is killing a baby.
Okay.
But is it okay to kill a human being?
No. It's murder.
No,
yeah.
It is okay. It's why did you kill him?
Oh, okay.
It's why. So were you climbing in through my room with a rifle strapped around you? Yeah, we pretty much kind of all agree. Yeah, you just killed a person. Somebody comes in your house and is having to do things to your wife and your children. It's like, no.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. And so the question is why?
Okay.
You know? So what if you said, hey, my neighbor's mowing his lawn at 4 p.m. when I'm trying to eat dinner. That's very inconvenient to me. I'm going to kill him. What do you say?
No, it's ridiculous.
The answer is ridiculous, right? So when we talk about abortion, what if we rephrased it from when to why? Okay? I'm not a fan of killing people, but I am a fan of that guy who came into your house not getting a hold of you and your wife and your children. So then that other thing becomes something I like a little bit more than not killing people. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
So if you think about this, if you were to say, hey, I want to kill this baby because the baby's inconvenient, can we just say no? I don't care what the month is. I don't care if it's 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why are you doing it, right? I'm going to tell you a personal story, okay?
Okay.
I'm not a fan of killing people, like I said, but I sat down with my wife. She was pregnant, and I said, here's the situation. I said, can we agree on this one thing? That if that baby is a vegetable mentally and a quadriplegic, can't move arms or legs, can we agree that we're going to have an abortion? And she said, yes, we can. And I said, cool, because I hate abortion. But in that instance, and I said, and now let's never talk about this again. In the future, we'll talk about all gray areas.
Okay.
But we've just come to a baseline that there is a black and white that we're acceptable of, right?
There is a why.
There's a why, right?
Okay.
And in a good system, you have a government form and you explain why, right?
Okay.
And even if you said there's no wrong answers to this question, except for inconvenience, you know? I mean, I don't think if your kid's missing a finger, you should abort them. If they're missing a pinky finger, you know? But it's up to you to make that choice. And so one of the points I want to make is that right now, this government in place doesn't think I'm intelligent enough to make that choice for my family alongside my wife, us both to make. It's both of our choice. She, of course, has the final say because it's her body. But imagine this. If I had that quadriplegic vegetable baby, I couldn't abort him in the state I live in. I couldn't abort him in the state I work in. In the next closest state, there's a ban up to a certain time. In the next closest state, there's no abortions. You know what I'm saying? But you don't trust me enough to make the decision? Well, you're like, well, go to that one state that has the time period and just do it in the time period. That's not how babies work. This is not how it works. You find out you have a baby 4, 5, 6 weeks on, depending on the exact cycles and all the irregularity. And then you sign up to the doctor, you go to your ultrasounds, blah, blah. But you don't get the blood test till like 20 weeks. And then it's sent off to a university and then you get the results. Now you know, does your baby have some mental things going on, this and that? And then you've got to have a week to pray about it, anguish, think about it, talk to your wife about it, talk to counselors, friends. You're like, what are we going to do? This is the most terrible thing if we have to make this decision. But if you got a little 6-week ban, you're just asking when. I want to know why. Because
Right.
in this instance, I would have to travel multiple states to do a merciful thing to a particular baby who's a vegetable and a quadriplegic, zero quality of life. Now, anything in between gets gray, and we could argue till we're blue in the face. But in the end, I trust myself and I trust my wife to make a good decision. I don't know if I trust my neighbor to choose well. And I'm not talking about my specific neighbor, just in general, the word neighbor. I would trust you to make that decision, right? If we have good quality people, they can make the decision, right? And so, like another why that's simple is the health of the mother.
Okay.
Like say she has a baby at 5 weeks, and they're very, I know somebody who recently went in for some type of operation thing, and then they had said P blah blah blah, and they're like, cancel the operation, you're pregnant. And she's like, well, I just had a baby, Okay. But imagine you're going in for some big cancer operation, and then you have a baby, and they're like, oh, we can't, you're going to die without this operation, That's a why. It's a terrible thing, especially if that's a healthy baby at 6 weeks, but you can't get that baby to the end if the mother's dead before then because of the cancer or whatever the situation is, So when I'm making this argument, there's an element to eugenics in there. Okay?
Okay.
Not in the part about the health of the mother, not in the part about the inconvenience, in the part about when you're looking into that gray area, you're going to find a eugenic or a dysgenic argument. The black and white's not hard to figure out, but anything gray should tear your soul apart to even think about.
Right.
But it's eugenics. Now, I'm going to link you to a video in the description where we talk about eugenics, and maybe you've been programmed the wrong way on eugenics, and maybe we can open your eyes that it is not what you think it is, and you are, in fact, a eugenicist.
Yeah.
Maybe.
In fact, everyone is.
If you swipe left and right, if you just swipe one way, maybe you're not a eugenicist. But, chances are. Anyways, and if you swipe on all of them, but then you only respond to some messages, you're a eugenicist.
Right.
Okay. So there's a cost-benefit analysis. It's terrible to talk about when you're talking about a human being. But it's like, if I have right now, say I have the money, I can take care of 4 children maximum. And if the 4th children is twins or triplets, then we're going to deal with it and we're going to take care of them all. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes. But say this is what I can do. And then you've got your first kid, and you say your first kid's severely mentally handicapped, severely physically handicapped, won't be able to hear, won't be able to see. And you're like, oh, if I have this kid, that's all of my resources.
I have 1 kid now. Yeah.
This is my thing. And, like you have a friend who they were going to have multiple kids, and they had an autistic kid. And then that's it. That's their kids, And I'm not saying that they relate to this conversation at all. But what I'm saying is you have to make this analysis and be like, can we do this?
Right.
What type of quality of life are they going to have? Do you know what I'm saying? The ability, the things we do. Because the good people need to have lots of children. And like, I was just telling my wife, like, the baby that I have right now is going to be the most propagandized kid in the world. But he's also going to be the most deprogrammed, you know?
Totally.
He's going to be at school and people, well, he's going to be homeschooled. But imagine, he's going to be at summer camp, right? Mm-hmm. And like, okay, so my other kid just went to camp.
Okay.
And it was the patriotic camp, Mm-hmm. And he comes home with these stories, and I'm like, oh, like I propagandized them a lot, but I didn't realize, when she says George Washington was the best president of the United States, be like, okay, what about the Whiskey Rebellion? Shays Rebellion? I just start naming some stuff, do you know what I mean? Though my wife was working on her to, propagandize her. But I'm just saying, like, the ability of what we can do with critical thinking and with understanding all these ideologies with children, and then to be hobbled,
Right.
It's a terrible thing to say, the word hobbled. Right. It's terrible. But having one child, that when you intend to have four fully functioning child, and you end up with one that can never fully, like I do growing up, I knew this quadriplegic gal, nicest woman in the world that you ever meet. And she was 22. She died a couple years after. And that's, I don't think just quadriplegic is in my gray area. That's not my gray area, because you could be
totally like Stephen Hawking or something.
Mental is the most for me, is most important for me.
But you're also looking at your kids as, I'm going to take me, and now there's going to be 4 of me, and the world is going to be better off because and this is you're thinking past your life even with your kids.
Right.
And and hopefully bettering the world and that type of thing. And if you're stuck with the one, I know it's a tough way to look at
Right.
it, but at a macro level, your life was wasted with the one kid because
If I wasn't able to even create one of me,
right.
if I wasn't able to do or give, and I don't even want to say create, I mean give them the opportunity to be like me if they so choose but they'll have all of the tools,
Right.
and then they might fall flat on their face. Some kids do. I mean, maybe or maybe not. I did. Maybe you.
But eventually you come around, you know.
Right. And so basically, just the whole point is, when somebody tries to talk to you about abortion, don't even allow the conversation to go to when. You know, be like, hey, you're turning 52 next year. Can I kill you? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's what you just said about putting a ban on a certain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then rephrase it as why, because the irresponsibility of the inconvenience thing is, I just, if somebody's inconvenient and you kill them, you should go to jail for murder.
It seems like it.
Do you know what I'm saying? But not the person with the fitness of the mother, or,
Right.
So I'm just trying to get you to be deprogrammed from the when and go to the why. You can beat all the arguments with the why.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? It's that specific. No, I don't care about that day. The kid doesn't get his blood test till this day. You know?
Yeah.
Don't care about your day. Anyways, what do you think?
I think it's a really interesting way of looking at this. Never thought about this ever. It was always just, you don't kill kids, and that was the end of the story for me.
Okay.
But just like flipping it around from when to why, it makes you think.
Yeah, and you can get rid of all the debate about when does this have a soul? When does the baby, you know what I'm saying? Heartbeat. And I don't care about all that.
Yeah.
I just care about the why. Why are you doing it? Are they breaking into your house? Obviously not the babies. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I just want to hear the why.
Okay.
And I want people to be responsible for goodness sakes.
Right. Take responsibility. Yeah. Okay. I know it's a touchy subject, and maybe we triggered some people with abortion on either side. I mean, either side could be triggered by this. Let us know your thoughts. Is this a new way of thinking about abortion? Is it something that kind of challenges you and maybe you considering changing how you view things? We'd love to hear your thoughts either way. And we release new content on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. If you like this video, please check out another. We've got a lot of backlog, and hopefully you can find something else you like. And hopefully we'll see you next time.